There is a moment, right after intimacy, or sometimes during the act itself, when you feel a strange void. It's not just physical dissatisfaction. It's a visceral feeling that something was stolen from you, rather than shared with you. You look at the person next to you. Maybe they look satisfied, perhaps even triumphant, but you feel alone, used, or worse, dirty. Culture, movies, and even our instincts tell us that sexual climax is the pinnacle of connection between two human beings. It's the moment when barriers fall and two souls touch. But when you are dealing with a narcissistic personality structure, you need to rewrite the dictionary. For the narcissist, sex isn't a love language. It's a weapon of war. It's a stage for performance. It's a method of extraction. Many women tell me they felt like, during sex, their partner seemed to be somewhere else, or that his pleasure seemed to come from something other than mutual affection. And their intuition is absolutely correct. What turns a narcissist on isn't vulnerability. It's power. The orgasm I'm going to describe today goes far beyond physiology. I'm talking about the peak of psychic satisfaction that feeds this person's fragile and voracious ego. And to reach that peak, he needs you to go down. Today, we are going to uncover the 3 dirty, hidden, and psychologically disturbing ways the narcissist reaches his true climax. And I'm warning you, understanding this will lift the weight of the guilt you carry. My name is Lauren Mitchell. My purpose with this channel is to show you that the problem was never you, and more importantly, that you are not alone. Maybe you've been looking for explanations for a long time, and nothing made sense. My ebook is the first material that truly guides you with clarity and care through everything you've lived. It is complete, compassionate, and unique, made to heal wounds that no one has ever seen in you. Access my ebook and learn about the benefits of channel membership through the link in the description of this video. The first dirty form of narcissistic pleasure is the most counterintuitive of all, because it doesn't happen through the act, but through the denial of the act. You've probably lived this. In the beginning, during the love bombing phase, sex was frequent, intense, almost addictive. He made you believe you were the most desired woman in the world. But gradually, or sometimes abruptly, the faucet was turned off. He started to refuse. He started claiming tiredness, stress, or worse. He started hinting that you aren't attractive enough, that you're too needy, or that it's the only thing you think about. What you need to understand is that, for the narcissist, seeing you crave something only he can give, and then denying it to you, is an inexhaustible source of power. His pleasure here is cerebral and sadistic. Imagine the scene. You get ready, you set the mood, you seek intimacy, you put yourself in a position of vulnerability. He notices your expectation, and his psychological orgasm happens at the exact moment he turns his back to you in bed. That sigh of rejection he gives, or the coldness with which he says, "not tonight," gives him a hit of dopamine. Why? Because in that moment he confirms himself as the prize. He is the controller of reality. He has the power to dictate how you feel about your own body. This is what we call punitive withholding. He isn't avoiding sex because he lacks a libido. Often these same men are compulsively consuming pornography or seeking validation outside the relationship. He is avoiding sex with you because your frustration is his fuel. Your pain, your doubt of what's wrong with me, is the aphrodisiac he consumes alone. He feeds on your hunger. The hungrier you are, the more powerful he feels. It's a dirty form of pleasure because it turns your human need for connection into a tool to inflate his ego. You feel rejected, but to him, that rejection is proof that he is in absolute control. The second way is when the act happens, but you feel like you could be replaced by an inflatable doll or a mirror, and the result would be the same. This is the orgasm of objectification, where his pleasure derives not from interacting with you, but from using your body as a prop for his grandiosity. In this dynamic, the narcissist often imposes practices you don't like, ignores your pleasure, or focuses obsessively on visual performance. He might want to record himself, or look at himself in the mirror during the act. Notice the subtlety. He isn't looking at you with desire. He is looking at himself having sex with you. He is the lead actor and the director of his own mental porn movie. This is where that feeling of dirtiness that many victims report comes in. You feel like you are being used as an emotional or physical toilet. He may be aggressive without prior consent, or cold and mechanical, finishing as soon as he reaches climax, rolling over and falling asleep, or grabbing his phone, as if you ceased to exist the second your utility ran out. The orgasm here is the validation of his omnipotence. He used another human being to relieve himself without having to give up an inch of empathy or real connection. To the narcissistic mind, being able to extract pleasure from someone without having to pay the price of intimacy is a victory. It's a transaction where he walks away with the total profit, and you are left with the emotional loss. He feels like a god who takes what he wants. And the most perverse part is that often he makes you feel like you should be grateful for being the object chosen for his use. If you complain about the lack of affection or the selfishness in bed, he accuses you of being frigid, demanding, or not knowing how to satisfy him, projecting his failure onto you. The dirtiness here is the total dehumanization of the partner in favor of assisted masturbation. We come to the third, and perhaps most disturbing form of narcissistic pleasure, the orgasm that feeds on secrets and deception. In psychology, there is a term called duper's delight. It's that micro-expression of a smile, almost imperceptible, that appears on someone's face when they are lying and getting away with it. The narcissist takes this to bed. Often, the moment of greatest excitement for a narcissist isn't the touch itself, but the thought that he is betraying you. The scenario is macabre. He may seek intimacy with you right after being with someone else, or right after flirting online, or, during the act, he is deliberately fantasizing about his ex, a coworker, or the new source of supply he is grooming. Why is this an orgasm for him? Because it is the final triumph of superiority. In his twisted head, he knows something you don't. He is winning the game. He is profaning the sanctity of the trust you placed in him, and the fact that you are there, vulnerable and loving while he mentally betrays you, makes him feel incredibly cunning and powerful. This explains why, sometimes, he seems suddenly interested or sexually energized for no apparent reason, or at strange times. This sudden desire often isn't about you. It's about the triangulation happening in his head. You are the third point of a triangle you didn't even know existed. He is having pleasure at your expense, literally laughing inside at your naivety. It is a form of contempt disguised as passion. When you realize this, usually much later, when the puzzle pieces fit together, the sense of violation is profound. You understand that there were never two people there. There was him, his ego, and the ghosts he brought to bed to feel superior to you. The big breakthrough you need to have today is this: the feeling of emptiness, being used, and confusion you felt was not your paranoia. Your body knew. Your intuition was screaming that the act wasn't love, it was consumption. The narcissist is incapable of having an orgasm of connection, because connection requires equality, and to him, equality is death. He can only feel pleasure if there is a hierarchy where he is on top, and you are on the bottom, whether by being deprived, objectified, or deceived. Understanding this hurts. It's true. It's like pulling back a veil and seeing the rot behind the facade. But that pain is the price of your freedom. By recognizing that his sexuality is pathological and serves only to regulate his self-esteem, you stop internalizing the rejection. You stop wondering if the problem is your body, your performance, or your age. The problem was never you. The problem is that you were trying to make love to someone who was just masturbating with your body and your emotions. You are not an object for use. You are not a mirror. You are not a pawn in someone's power game. Reclaim ownership of your body and your sexuality. The first step is to stop offering that supply, to stop seeking validation from that dry and poisoned well. Your intimacy is sacred, and it deserves to be shared with someone who has the courage to be human, not with someone who needs to destroy another to feel alive. Feel free to leave your story, your vent, or even a suggestion for a topic for the next video in the comments below. Access the link in the description to check out my ebook and the benefits of being a member of this channel. Click on the suggested video on the screen to stay with me, and remember, you are light. Never forget to shine.